When you see around the globe the maldistribution of wealth, the desperate plight of millions of people in underdeveloped countries, when you see so few haves and so many have-nots, when you see the greed and the concentration of power within, did you ever have a moment of doubt about capitalism and whether greed's a good idea to run on?
Well, first of all, tell me, is there some society you know that doesn't run on greed? You think Russia doesn't run on greed? You think China doesn't run on greed? What is greed? Of course, none of us are greedy. It's only the other fellow who's greedy. The world runs on individuals pursuing their separate interests. The great achievements of civilization have not come from government bureaus. Einstein didn't construct his theory under order from a bureaucrat. Henry Ford didn't revolutionize the automobile industry that way. In the only cases in which the masses have escaped from the kind of grinding poverty you're talking about, the only cases in recorded history are where they have had capitalism and largely free trade. If you want to know where the masses are worst off, it's exactly in the kinds of societies that depart from that. So that the record of history is absolutely crystal clear, that there is no alternative way so far discovered of improving the lot of the ordinary people that can hold a candle to the productive activities that are unleashed by a free enterprise system.
But it seems to reward not virtue as much as ability to manipulate the system.
And what does reward virtue? You think a communist commissar rewards virtue? You think a Hitler rewards virtue? You think, excuse me, if you'll pardon me, do you think American presidents reward virtue? Do they choose their appointees on the basis of the virtue of the people appointed or on the basis of their political clout? Is it really true that political self-interest is nobler somehow than economic self-interest? You know, I think you're taking a lot of things for granted. And just tell me where in the world you find these angels who are going to organize society for us.
Well,
I don't even trust you to do that.
Mark Zier. 25 minutes. Privatization is the way government pay benefits and retirement are out of control. The case for privatization in Charlotte County. You probably watched the recent push to incorporate the city of Port Charlotte seemingly die a quiet death. Was incorporating a good idea or a bad one? The correct answer is that it could have been either. Adding another layer of government is typically a bad idea, and incorporating a portion of a county in order to bring greater efficiency to the newly incorporated entity, then contracting the same county government services from that county, is self-defeating. Enter Sandy Springs, Georgia. As in the formerly proposed city of Port Charlotte, there exists infrastructure, amenities, and services that attract people to choose to make it their home. What sets Sandy Springs, population 100,000, apart from most other cities is that when they structured the city, they privatized virtually everything other than their police department and fire department. Outside of public safety, there are 8 full-time employees of the city. Imagine a city of Port Charlotte generating a surplus year after year, having no unfunded liabilities, owning no buildings and little equipment. With this, provide services at a level that when election time rolled around, the lowest percentages of votes any incumbent received was 84%. That is exactly what happened in Sandy Springs. That would make incorporating not a good idea, but a great enough idea that several other surrounding Georgia cities adopted their model. We are told that government cannot be run like a business. Yet, if a section of government in a privatized city is failing to perform, that company can be fired and the contract can be awarded to another. Sandy Springs severed ties with one contractor who handled all services in the city, and instead divided the services and put them out to bid. The result was better service and savings to the tune of $7 million annually. When Charlotte County puts jobs out to bid, time and cost overruns seem to be standard fare. The taxpayer always picks up the tab. Performance bonds are required for all jobs bid with the county, but have we ever seen a performance bond called? Has it ever happened in this county? Would a privatized city of Port Charlotte have handled things differently? Several years ago, Lawrence Reed, president of the Foundation for Economic Education, spoke at the Charlotte Harbor Event Center on the promise of privatization. He spoke of having lived for a period of time in Colorado. On moving in, he approached his neighbor and asked what day they come to pick up garbage. The neighbor replied, "Tuesday." Lawrence thanked him, and the following Tuesday faithfully placed his garbage at the end of the drive. Arriving home that evening and finding his garbage still sitting there, he approached his neighbor and said, "Hey, I thought you said they come to pick up your garbage on Tuesday." The neighbor responded that they do, but added that the company that Lawrence chooses may have a different pickup date. Sure enough, opening the phone book, there were several trash collection companies, and each citizen was responsible for contracting with the one they wanted. Privatization fosters competition. Where companies bid for jobs, they must provide the best level of service at the best price or they won't get the job. As the vision of the city of Port Charlotte fades, for now, why can't our county commissioners study successful cities and apply those principles to our county? Charlotte County has an incredible wealth of accumulated experience and expertise from multitudes of retirees to draw on for advice. Charlotte County commissioners have not put the garbage pickup out for bid in decades, but merely adjust the contract with waste management year after year. Businesses pay a premium for this service, driving up their costs, which are ultimately passed on to the consumer, where competitive businesses could provide similar services at a fraction of the cost. Shouldn't we do away with such franchises and allow businesses to compete for the business of the county? Why not allow more than one company to provide service? Where services are put out to bid, why not segment them into smaller sections so more local in-county companies can compete for the jobs? Done correctly, privatization provides better services at lower costs. Having recently added another commissioner from the private sector should provide the impetus and strength of the board to move Charlotte County to become the best it can be. Will this be enough to spark some fresh ideas? I hope so. Mark Zier is a member of the Charlotte County Curmudgeon Club. Readers may reach him at cccorclub@embarkmail.com. The Curmudgeon Club website is cccormudgeon.org.
Hey, Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done... for life hating so much. Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division investigating private citizens. This should not happen.
Are you here to apply for a job?
Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
Well, enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before, we're
Sheriff's
just
getting a little too pushy.
is
You
the
work
hard
for
part.
us, Sheriff.
In
Just
keeping
keep that in mind. At one time we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheep up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.